What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? This is MJ, and welcome to our Tuesday training. Almost didn't make it. Facebook was about to delete my broadcast because I was running late, but I made it. And today we're going to be talking about what your job's CEO or your employer, the person who owns the business that you work for, or the people who own it, do not want you to know about entrepreneurship. So get in here, get your notepad and pen ready, because today we're going to have another one of my famous lists of things that you need to look out for. But why would your employer be trying to hide something about entrepreneurship from you? And I'm not going to say that they are actively or intentionally trying to hide something from you in particular. However, you as an employee, and probably a darn good employee, because it's usually the good employees that are ready to get out of there and do their own thing, you are extremely valuable in your current situation to your employer. You help them to stack up more wealth. You help them to be more successful. And so they really don't want you, as a person who is thinking about entrepreneurship, even if they don't know it, they don't want you to know about what we're going to be talking about today, because it could empower you and catalyze your entrepreneurship journey in a way that will make you eventually leave that company exactly like you want it to. But right now, they are counting on you not knowing about the things we're going to be talking about tonight. And so they're happy. But I'm going to cue you in on what it is they don't want you to know. And so it seems like everybody right now is on the entrepreneurship bandwagon. And I call it a bandwagon, not because it's really new, not because there's anything wrong with wanting to own your own business, your own shop or boutique, but it just seems like everybody is doing it, right? One thing that we have learned in this COVID-19 situation is that if you were still one of the people who believed in job security, who believed in this system of working a job and depending on somebody else's dream, meaning the person that owns your company, your boss or whatever, to put food in your family's mouths, now you know that that's a shaky foundation. I'm going to say that across the board. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter how irreplaceable you may think you are, how valuable you are. Yes, you are a valuable employee. However, you are not indispensable. You are not irreplaceable. And understanding that has never been easier than right now in COVID-19, when so many people lost their jobs or had changes to their jobs, and everything that you thought you knew about your life and your situation has changed. And so in this climate of complete uncertainty, thousands more Black women and other people in general have been launching businesses in order to take back control of their financial future, their lifestyle, their flexibility, their ability to create the wealth that they want in their life. And as a matter of fact, and I quote this statistic a lot just because I'm so proud of it, and it's just so extraordinary. Women of color, and I read that as mostly Black women, although it's not all Black women, we start almost 88% or at least 87% of all the new businesses started every day in the United States. And at the last statistics report, that was like over 1,700 businesses started every single day in the United States. 87%, which is the 1,700 businesses, are started by women of color, Black women. And you're probably one of them, or you want to be one of them. And many of those businesses are retail boutiques, just like the one you want to launch, whether you're selling clothes, beauty products, you name it, candles. These women are starting these stores. That's not to say all Black female-owned businesses are retail shops. Many of you want to start service-based businesses and other things, and that's cool too. That's all included in that number. But a lot of them are retail-owned businesses selling either your own product or somebody else's product that you are reselling. So maybe you're new to the what I call proprietorship party, meaning you're new to the party of people who want to be a proprietor of your own business. It just means you own a business. Or maybe you decided to start your boutique months or even years before the pandemic started, right? I talk to women all the time who they've been thinking about starting a business, a boutique, since they were teenagers. And these women are in their 30s and 40s, and they've had this dream of owning their own shop or boutique for like 20, 30 years, which is extraordinary to me, for them to still be at ground zero after dreaming about something that long. But no matter when your decision was made, whether it was right after COVID, right before COVID, or years ago, the bottom line is that in your mind, you have drawn a line in the sand and decided to take control of your destiny through self-employment. And guess what? It's all well and good to want to have your own. That's what everybody says. I want to have my own. I don't want to work for anybody else. And I want to enjoy the flexibility of moving the way I want to move to or through in life. But have you ever considered, as you said, I want to have my own. I can't work for other people. I'm not cut out for that. Have you ever considered whether you even cut out for entrepreneurship? The rigors of entrepreneurship. Have you ever thought about it? Because it's easy to just holler out, I want to have my own business. But have you ever considered whether you're a fit? Because I promise you, that matters a lot. That matters the most. Everybody's not cut out for entrepreneurship. And that's what people are not telling folk. Just not wanting to deal with your boss or wanting to get paid more money, that does not mean you are cut out for entrepreneurship for the long haul. And I'm going to give this caveat. I'm not talking about side gigs. I would hasten to say that pretty much anybody can have something you're selling on the side just to make a little extra money. That's not what we're talking about. I'm always talking about full-time self-employment. You're creating the work. You're often creating the product. You are going out there, and every transaction, every sale, every customer is a result or of direct work by you or indirect work by you through someone who's representing your business. That's what we're talking about. Have you ever considered whether you're a fit? Do you even know what it takes to be a fit for entrepreneurship? See, everybody loves the idea of having total freedom, right? But I'm going to tell you the truth. Launching and scaling one of these wildly popular businesses that's profiting, that does not happen by magic. I don't care what they tell you out here on the internet or elsewhere. It does not happen by magic, and it is not for the faint at heart. Entrepreneurship in general is not. Now, here's the thing. The sexy side of success, right? The sexy side of success. I love alliteration. That everybody's here for this. Everybody's here for the sexy side. The bank accounts with all the zeros, the dream houses sitting on acreage, having the time to spend with your kids while they're still young and creating lasting memories, being able to book those trips to Dubai and Bali and Mexico and Fiji and all these places you guys want to go and going in style whenever you want to. Having those fat college funds for your kids and designer wardrobes and being able to take care of your aging parents. It's not always about materialistic things. And then not having to worry about having enough of anything ever again. Everything about that sounds good, right? That's what everybody's here for. Everybody loves the sexy side of success. But what about that dark side, right? Operating a retail entrepreneur. There are times when you invest financially and it doesn't always pan out. There are unavoidable risks to owning your own business, whether it's a retail business or any type of business. The uneasiness that never quite goes away ever. I'm telling you that multimillionaires still feel some type of way when they make multi-million deals because nobody wants to lose. Nobody, no matter how big a field you're playing in, you don't want to lose. So that uneasiness never quite goes away. That absolute lack of guarantees, the loneliness, that's the dark side. And I don't want to say it like it's a negative. I love it, right? I'm an entrepreneur and I'm here for the good and the bad, the dark side. But did that second list, the dark side of entrepreneurship, did that make you just go like, oh my God? See, that's the truth about it. And what I have found to be true is that most women who think that you want the hashtag boss lady life and all that, you aren't really cut out for the real. You're not. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying you. A lot of people, a lot of women who think, oh, y'all want to own my own business, you're not cut out for it. As much as you might hate your job, you probably still appreciate your job more than you realize. And I'm not just talking about because it's helping you pay the bills. I'm talking about everything about the job outside of the little things you don't like. You probably actually love your job or love things about it. So before you jump out there and possibly fall flat on your face, it's best to figure out beforehand, in advance, whether entrepreneurship is really your path at all or whether you're more fit for employee life. And I will give you a caveat. There's not one that's better or worse. Just like there's no better or worse between being an introvert and being an extrovert, even though sometimes people try to make one or the other a negative. If you are cut out to be an employee, that's fine. If you're cut out to be an entrepreneur, that's fine. What's not fine is not knowing which one you are and going down the wrong path. So, because either you're cut out for it or you're not, right? Yes, you can develop certain skills, but either you're cut out for it, and trust me, there is no way to game this system. None. Not for the long haul. Now, you might have some bursts of success here and there, but if you want your business to be here 10, 20 years from now, you need to be cut out for it. So I'm going to talk really quickly right now about 8 clear signs that will expose whether you are better suited for entrepreneurship than for employment, right? And here's the caveat. If you think like this, these 8 things I'm going to go through right now, you will be unstoppable in the retail marketplace. But if you don't think like this, good luck, sis. It's not going to just happen by magic like I just said a little while ago. So here's the first one. We're going to go through these fast. The first one is you take supreme responsibility for your outcomes. No excuses, period, end of story. That means that you realize that the only person who can guarantee your success, only person in the world, is you. You're not passing the buck off to a mentor, a coach, society, the marketplace, your spouse, your kids. And you also realize that there is no crystal ball to tell you how the future will unfold, and that's okay with you. Supreme responsibility, or as another person put it who wrote a famous book, extreme ownership. You own your outcomes. You don't blame anybody else. You're not looking for somebody else to bail you out or create the future that you want for you. That's the first one. Number 2, the idea, and again, this is how you have to think if you are cut out for entrepreneurship. The idea of sacrificing late hours into the night or on the weekends and investing thousands of dollars of your money, not somebody else's money, but your money in your entrepreneurial training and in your boutique startup is infinitely more appealing to you than continuing to ride a desk and punching a time clock, stacking your employer's bank account, right? This is a big one because a lot of people want somebody else, some organization, some bank to fund your dream but in reality, a lot of brand new, if your business is brand new, banks and grantors are not lining up to give you money on guesswork, especially if you're not putting your own money into it. So the people who succeed in entrepreneurship understand that, and they put their money where their mouth is. And I'm not talking about a few $100s. I'm talking about thousands of dollars. A lot of money. Takes money to make money. Takes money to start a business. And the people who succeed as entrepreneurs who are cut out for it understand that. And that is way more appealing than the alternative. Number 3, I'm looking at my notes down here. You will always, no matter what challenge you face, you will always find a way, and you are willing to do whatever it takes to finance your boutique, including beg, borrow, and stealing. Okay, maybe not stealing. Maybe not stealing. I don't want you to go to prison. But all the other things leading up to stealing, right? That means that you're going to empty out all the funds, checking, savings, retirement, credit cards, personal loans, whatever. You're going to sell whatever you have to sell, excess possessions, giving up your free time. And then you're going to, as Karen Clark Sheard said one time, and I love it so much, my son laughs at it, open up your big black mouth to ask for what you need without worrying about what other people are going to think. A lot of times it seems scary to put yourself out there, put your not only your money, but your reputation and your mouth where your mouth is, and let people know what you're up to and let them know you need support, financial support and otherwise. Usually it's the financial support that's the biggest one, because maybe after you've emptied up all of your current resources, you still need to raise some funds. You need to be able to go out there, open up your mouth, talk about your business to people who can help you and get their support. I'm talking about people you know personally, people you know tangentially in your personal life. I'm not just talking about organizations that you don't know. I'm talking about ones you do. And a true entrepreneur has no problem doing that. Number 4, if you are cut out for entrepreneurship, you are single-mindedly, unshakably decisive about moving forward now when you are faced with a life-changing decision. Because guess what? A CEO, I'm going to give this on a conservative number. You make 101 decisions every single day when you own a business, and you don't have time to second guess your every move and think about everything for 2 weeks and I wonder if I should do it. You don't always have somebody, especially if you're starting out as a solopreneur, you don't have anybody else to ask. The buck stops with you. You don't hesitate. You don't hem and haw. You don't think about it. And what thinking about it really means is you're going to talk yourself out of it, because the move that you're about to make is scary. It's edgy. If you are cut out for entrepreneurship, sis, even if you are afraid, you face the fear and you do it anyway. You do what? You face the fear and you do it anyway. Gone are the ideas. If you listen to my training, gone is any idea that the time to move forward is when you're no longer afraid and when it's not uncomfortable. Guess what? If it's not uncomfortable, if you are not afraid, you are not playing a big enough game. And I will stand on that. That's what I found to be true. And other people will bear me out. Other successful people will bear me out. But they face the fear and do it anyway. And that's how you need to be if you want to succeed as an entrepreneur. Number 5, because we talk about the risks of entrepreneurship all the time. No guarantees. You could do some stuff and lose, and it's okay. You keep doing it. And guess what? The people who are cut out for entrepreneurship instead of employment, knowing about the risks of entrepreneurship, not just in the beginning, but all along the way, that doesn't scare you. At least not enough to stop you. You might even get a thrill from taking that road less challenged, or less traveled. Maybe you were that person all through high school that always went against the grain and did the other thing that everybody else was not doing. What really horrifies you is that stifling predictability and the risks of leaving your family's future in the hands of a biweekly slave master, as I call them. A lot of employers, that's how I look at it. And again, if you don't see employers as slave masters, this might not be your path, and that's okay. That's how I see them. And most entrepreneurs, that's how they see them too. Now, I'll give this little caveat. This is kind of off the topic, but you don't have to be the kind of employer as your business grows that makes people see you as a slave master. However, most of the times in the workplace, that's just what it is. They're there to use you up, get what they want out of you to grow their bottom line and grow their business. You don't have to be like that when you become an employer. However, you as an employee, an entrepreneur-minded person, you are more afraid of staying in that employment situation than dealing with any risks involved with entrepreneurship. Number 6, if you're cut out for entrepreneurship, you dream ginormous dreams. I'm talking about dreams that people laugh at. Oh, girl, you ain't never going to get there. You are never going to be able to start there. You're not going to ever be able to buy there. Why you always think so much of yourself, but you refuse to play small. In other words, if I say you want to build $100,000 business, or a business that pays you $100,000, which means the business makes even more than that, that doesn't scare you. You don't want to play small. I talk to people all the time. They're like, well, I don't want to make $100,000. I just want to pay my bills. And granted, if you want to pay your bills in this country, if you got kids or any size family, it's going to take almost 6 figures unless you live in a really, really modest lifestyle. But who in the world's going to start a business just to live just over broke, right? You can keep a job and do that. I'm talking strong today. I'm talking about not what I think, but what I know. Real entrepreneurs know what I'm talking about. You don't play small. You're not just trying to do this to pay the bills. That's not good enough for you. A job's not going to get you where you want to go because your dreams are gigantic. And guess what? You embrace that. Number 7, we're coming down towards the end. If you're cut out for entrepreneurship, you realize that just saying, yeah, it's going to happen, there's no other option, that's not going to cut it. I ask people all the time, if this does not work out, if you don't make your business a success this year or start on the path to success this year, what's going to happen? Oh, it'll happen some kind of way. And that always breaks my heart, because when people are doubling down into their fear, they think that just by saying, no, it'll happen, it's just going to happen no matter what. They think that that's a place of power. That's actually a place of stopping you and removing all your power, because what you're saying is, I'm not willing to do anything big. I'm not willing to do anything scary. I'm not willing to step outside my comfort zone. But just because I say it's going to happen, it will. That's not what faith is. That's a blind type of pseudo faith. That's really a fearful position. It's a position of lack. It's a position of scarcity, and it's not a place that breeds success. So just saying, Yeah, there's no other option. It's just gotta work. But then when it comes down to putting, where the rubber meets the road, you start backpedaling. Sis, you're not in a place of success. You're in a place where you are breeding your own failure. But if you are entrepreneurial minded and not just playing word games, the only failure will be staying where you are now and not leaping towards your dream. So when you see an opportunity crop up, you jump on it and you create your outcomes instead of just saying, yeah, it's just going to work out and stay stuck. And for my believers, some of y'all have this real bad. And I'm a believer as well. I'm a church going woman. But guess what? Just saying God's going to work it out, but then when he opens the door for you, you don't step through it. Man, you are not operating in faith. You are operating in, I don't even know what that is. Whatever the opposite of faith is, read Hebrews 11. Just saying God's going to work it out, but when he offers you a solution, you allow the fear to stop you. Ma'am, that's not faith. And that's not how a true entrepreneur operates. Like I said earlier, feeling the fear does not mean you shouldn't be doing it. That actually, in most cases, means you should be doing it because that's where the outcomes are about to show up. And then the eighth and final way that you know that you are better suited for entrepreneurship than employment is that you refuse to let the strong Black woman stereotype or anything related to that cripple you into not asking for help. Ma'am, if I could talk about anything for hours and hours, I can talk about that strong Black woman stereotype. It's a caricature and it's a recipe for disasters. It hurts us in business. It hurts us in relationships. It hurts us financially. It hurts us in our health. It hurts us everywhere. But today we're just going to be talking about starting your boutique. So we're not going to talk about the other ways, but not being willing to ask for help, not being honest and humble. That's not where a true entrepreneur is. A person that just thinks that they can get it all together on their own, that they can figure it out. If I just Google enough, if I just do this and do that and just kind of hit and miss, eventually it's going to work out. That's not how a true entrepreneur works. Your employer, depending on how long they've been in business and how long they've been in success mode, I guarantee if they're honest with you, but remember, they're hiding all this from you, so they're not going to tell you probably, but if they were honest, they will tell you not only did they know they needed help, they went out there and found the best help they could and they embraced it. They found help. They aligned with the best expert guidance that they could. They showed up 100% and put in the work to claim their dream. And that's what people who are cut out for entrepreneurship do as well. Trust and believe me, sis. This right here, this is the for real. All that old just do it stuff, just go out there and do it. Oh my goodness, that's for the birds. That is for the birds. I talk to women all the time. They tell me, I decided to do it and I just, I paid somebody, or maybe you did it for free to start my business for me, which that takes one day. That's not even a big part of what you need to be doing. Then I jumped out there with a website. It's like, ma'am, you missed 1,000 steps in between of what you should be doing. It's that just do it, jump out there and make a mess and hope for the best. That's not how people are succeeding right now. I promise you. And guess what? Not everybody meets the 8 steps we just talked about. Everybody ain't able. I love saying that. Everybody ain't able. This is not everybody's path. So if you thought you were cut out for entrepreneurship before you saw this training, and now you're like, I don't really think like that. I don't really go hard like that. That's okay if you don't. But if my list of 8 things just described your mentality to a T, or if you had most of them and the ones you don't have, you're like, well, I'm not there, but I'm willing to get there. Is that what I need to be? I can do that. Give me some help. And all you need is execution help. All you need is help to implement your dreams the right way. Because guess what? No matter how determined you are, you still need some guidance, right? Then we need to talk now. Not next month, not next year. God help you. You've already been thinking about this for months and years. We need to talk now, because I meet very few people who are those 8 things. Very few. And only if you're those 8 things do I work with you. But if you're ready to take your boutique to the moon and back, if you're ready now, I invite you to reach out and book your free breakthrough interview with me at www.melaniehunter.com/chat. Be sure to fill out the screening application that pops up afterwards. I need that information to make sure your call is successful. Then we're going to connect at the time that you pick. You need to write it on your calendar so you don't forget. You'll get reminder emails and texts, but we got to be professional. Write it down so you don't forget. And we're going to connect and we're going to talk about what's working for you, what's not working for you. Where are you stuck? Where do you want to go? And why does this matter? What matters more than what your dreams are is why those are your dreams. And then we're going to get the shortest path to get you there, because who's got 10 or 20 years to drag this thing out? We're talking about a complete step-by-step system, holding your feet to the fire, holding you accountable, and then hand-holding support. Again, www.melaniehunter.com. I'm only looking for things right now. I'm not talking about lip service. I'm not talking about games. I'm not talking about curiosity, no looky-loos. I don't have time for curious people on my calendar because I'm really busy. I only want you if you're serious. But if you are, sis, we can change your world in no time flat. But we need to have a conversation first. So like I said, if you fit those 8 signs that I talked about and you're almost there, this call is for you. So please, sis, book your call right now, and I will be waiting to hear from you. It has been my pleasure to share with you guys today. I hope you will join me next time. I should be back on Thursday with another powerful training just like this one. But in the meantime, don't wait. You're never going to get to your success just by listening to me now. It's just enough for you to know that we need to go further, go deeper, and really break open what's going on with your business to fix it from the inside out. So let's have a conversation soon. Hope you have a great rest of your evening. Take care. Bye-bye.